Hello everyone, very good morning and welcome back to Crack Grade B. So today we are going to discuss the schemes which has been launched by Ministry of MSMEs, right? Ministry of MSME has been created for the development of micro, small and medium enterprises which are there in our country, right? All these organizations, they need hand holding support of the government because see, the size of them is small. Apart from that, why they are important? Because if you will see in the exports of India, these particular MSMEs, they are contributing at least 30 to 40% of the export, right? So obviously, by if we look at from this perspective, MSMEs are important for our economies. Right now they are MSMEs, but government provides them the growth opportunities. From that they can turn up into a big corporate houses. That is another scenario that they do not develop altogether. That is something different. But normally government gives them hand holding support so that they can develop themselves and be a, what you can say, source of employment generation, source of revenue generation, source of growth generation for the India as a whole, right? So we are going to discuss one by one all the schemes of Ministry of MSMEs, starting with Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program. So I'll tell you the brief of this particular scheme, what this scheme is all about. So with this particular scheme, ministry wants to generate employment in the rural areas, right, or wherever the employment generation potential is not enough. How this kind of program is being set up? So suppose you want to start a business. You have an idea and you want to start a business, but you do not have enough funds for that, right? So government is going to support you in that. Government is going to make available funds to you with the help of member lending institutions, right? That means banks, etc. They are going to provide you funds, and the funds that they will provide you, a part of it will get reimbursed to them. That means government is going to provide you subsidy on that. For example, if you belong to general category, because for disadvantaged sections of our society the percentages are a bit different. So suppose if you belong to a general category, then if the project of yours demand 10 lakh rupees, then 10% you have to bring in. 10% you have to bring in, that means 1 lakh has to be brought by you. The rest amount you will be receiving by from the bank. Now what percentage of the loan government will give as a subsidy to the bank, it depends on whether you live in a rural area or you live in an urban area. So this is how this particular scheme is developing employment in the rural areas as well as urban areas. It has a special percentage component for the disadvantaged sections of our society, right? So this is what we are going to discuss in this particular scheme. Summing up all of it, here government is providing subsidy on the loan amount so that new age entrepreneurs can be developed, right? So now let's just understand what are the detailed components of this particular scheme. Wherever I will feel like this particular data is important to remember, obviously numbers are always important. Whatever numbers are there related to percentages and all that, that is important. Apart from that, if any data I feel that this is most important, I'll mark it there for you and you guys please pay attention to that. See, so this particular scheme was launched in 2008. Actually, it has been made with submergence of two schemes, that is Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana and Rural Employment Generation Program for generation of employment through establishment of micro enterprises. So always whenever you are trying to read any particular scheme, try to pinpoint the main objective of that scheme, like Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. Now we could get confused that what is the aim of this particular scheme. So always remember that establishment of micro enterprises. in rural as well as the urban areas is the aim of this particular scheme. How we are going to establish micro enterprise? So government is providing help in the amount of loan which will be provided to you, correct? So let us move to the theory aspect. Objectives are to generate employment opportunities in rural as well as urban areas of the country through setting up of new ventures, projects or micro enterprises, to bring together widely dispersed traditional artisans, rural and urban unemployed youth and give them self-employment opportunities to the extent possible, to provide continuous and sustainable employment to a large segment of traditional and prospective artisans, to increase the wage earning capacity of artisans and contribute to increase in growth rate of rural and urban employment. This is very generic and nothing new to understand in this. What is important over here is this. Please, whenever in any particular government scheme you have been provided with the implementing agency, try to remember the name of implementing agency. Here is KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Khadi and Village Industries Commission is a statutory organization or statutory body. What do we mean by statutory body? Please tell me in the comment section. What do you understand by statutory body? So it is a statutory body. This is the implementing agency at the national level. At state level, we have got State KVIC Directorates, State Khadi and Village Industries Board, District Industries Center as well as the banks. Now how we are going to implement it? So first of all, KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries Board, District Industries Centers will associate with NGOs, SHGs, National Small Industries Corporation, Udyami Mitras, who are paneled under Rajiv Gandhi Udyami Mitra Yojana, Panchayati Raj Institution, etc. So, the implementing agency is going to collaborate with the local level or the grassroots organizations in order to implement this particular scheme. Now, what is the duration of this particular scheme? So it was in operation during 11th and 12th plan. 12th plan was till either year 2017 and has been approved for continuation beyond 12th plan for the financial year 2017-18 to 2019-20. It has now been approved for continuation over 15th Finance Commission cycle as well with an outlay of 13,000 crores. Now, why do we not have 13th plan? Can you please tell me that why do we not have 13th plan? We have got your 11th plan and 12th plan. Why do we not have the 13th plan? Very good. Statutory bodies are that are established by the Act of Parliament having legal powers. Very good. So if for establishment of any particular authority, a act has been passed by Parliament, then that particular body is known as the statutory bodies. We have got different kinds of bodies like constitutional body, statutory body, and a body which has been established with the executive's order, right? So these are all the things. Sometimes some bodies are established by the juridical order as well. That means jury or your judges, they also lead to establishment of certain kinds of bodies. You have to be aware about what kinds of bodies you are studying. So see, from the independence, we started making plans. There was a planning commission and they was discussing that, okay, in the coming 5 years, what we want to achieve or what are our growth objectives. But from the year 2017-18, this got stopped and Niti Aayog came into existence. Niti Aayog is a consultative body or advisory body which advises government on the growth patterns. Now the difference was there that in case of planning commission, state was not having that much representation or role to play, but in Niti Aayog, states have got their due, and they have also got representation. So next is all the states and UTs, they will be covered under this particular scheme. Now, who all are eligible to take loans under this particular scheme? What did I tell you about this particular scheme? So loan will be provided to the person who is in need, and he is going to set up a business enterprise, right? Who will provide the loan? Obviously banks and lending institutions, they will provide the loans, but government will give the subsidy to bank. So this is the process. Very good, because Planning Commission replaced your Niti Aayog. Now eligibility, who are eligible over here for taking up the loan? Any individual who is above the 18 years of age, fine. Only one person from one family is eligible for obtaining financial assistance by setting projects under Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program. The family includes self and spouse. Institutions registered under Societies Registration Act. See, we are going to talk about the eligibility of the persons as well as the institutions who are eligible to take loans under this particular scheme. So obviously the individual is eligible. All the institutions who are registered as society, they are eligible. Self-help groups, production cooperative societies, charitable trust, existing units under both the erstwhile schemes, they are also eligible in order to take the loans under this particular scheme. There will be no income ceiling for assistance for setting up the projects. For setting up of project costing increasing 10 lakh. See, no income ceiling means sometimes in some schemes there is an restriction that okay, some person will be eligible if they have their annual earning lesser than 8 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees, like that, right? Such kind of limits are not here. See what happens, why income ceilings are established is, the point over them is, we do not want to give help to someone who doesn't need it. If you are earning more than 8 lakh rupees, that is your annual income is more than 8 lakh rupees, that means somewhere you are sufficient to carry out your business. There are so many deprived people in the country beyond you. So hence we are not going to provide you any kind of support. Income ceiling is imposed for that. But if you see here, what kind of support government is giving? Government is not giving any consumption related support. Government is giving you support so that you can establish a project, right? And once you establish a project, you are going to give employment to so many people around you. Hence, income ceiling has not been imposed over here. Now next thing, see, for setting up of project which are costing more than 10 lakhs in the manufacturing sector and more than 5 lakhs in the business or service sector, beneficiaries need at least 8th standard educational qualification. As soon as the amount goes up, we need, or the government needs, that you should be a little bit literate, not that much but a little bit. Obviously 8th standard education is not that much. One more thing, as we move forward in this scheme, you will see the differentiation between manufacturing and the service sector. Why? Because obviously in the manufacturing sector you have to do the investment on the capital goods as well, and capital goods require huge amount of investment, correct? So therefore wherever you will see the limits in capital goods or in manufacturing sector, the limit is more. In services sector, because services is what? It is a human to human provided services, and obviously in case of services the capital goods requirement, I'll not say that there is no requirement of capital goods, but requirement of capital goods is less because services are mainly based on the skills, right? So please pay attention to that. Next, assistance is available only for new projects which are sanctioned under the PMEGP, Projects without capital expenditures are not eligible for financing under this schemes. That means you need to have some capital expenditure. Why? Because capital expenditure shows that how long you are going to carry out the business. It shows a productive investment. Suppose government is providing you a loan of 10 lakh rupees, then you are investing that 10 lakh rupees into a productive areas. If you are doing capital expenditure, suppose you are purchasing a machine, any kind of machine, that means it enhances your production capacity. Therefore, a very important requirement under this particular scheme is you have to have capital expenditure. Quantum is not provided, but you have to have the capital expenditure. I hope that you understand the difference between capital nature of expenditure and revenue nature of expenditure. I hope you do understand the difference. If you do not, if someone do not understand the difference between capital expenditure as well as the revenue expenditure, please let me know in the comment section. I'll cover that as well. So the identification of beneficiaries will be done at district level task force committee consisting of representatives from KVIC, state KVIB, state DIC as well as the banks. So all these will be included. There are representatives of all these agencies will be included, and they will be deciding that who are going to be the beneficiaries. Banks will sanction 90% of the project cost in case of general category of beneficiaries and 95% in case of special category. Now, general category, special category is the disadvantaged section of our society, like members of SC/ST, women, right? The people who have retired, disabled person, all of these are included in the special category. I am going to give you a detailed list of all those who are under the special category or the disadvantaged section of our society. So you see, banks will sanction 90% of the project cost in general category and 95% in case of special category. That means what? See, that means you are Mr. A. Mr. A has a project idea, right? This project idea is going to cost him 10 lakh rupees. Understood? This is going to cost him 10 lakh rupees. Yes. And out of this 10 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees has to be invested by Mr. A. This is the example of the general category which I am going to give you. 10 lakh multiplied by 10%, that means 1 lakh needs to be invested by Mr. A. And 9 lakhs will be provided by the bank. Bank will provide you 9 lakhs. But out of that 9 lakhs, some amount, suppose let's say 1.5 lakhs, there is the percentage for that as well, 15% for your 15 and 25% for urban as well as the rural areas. So 1.5 lakhs will be provided as subsidy to banks. Correct? So this is how this particular scheme operates. Okay, someone is saying ST, SC and OBC are under special category. Yes, that's what I said. So is this your question or is this you are just affirming whatever I have said? Next, see. So for manufacturing units, working capital component should not be more than 40% of the project cost, and units which are under service or the trading, the working capital shall not be more than 60% of the project cost. That means if your project is 10 lakh rupees, is for 10 lakh rupees, then not more than 4 lakh rupees you can have in the name of working capital. What is working capital? Working capital is the current assets less current liabilities. What are current assets and current liabilities? These are those assets and liabilities which have a duration of lesser than 1 year. Like your inventory. Inventory is going to be consumed. See, this is the assumption that your inventory is going to be consumed within a year, right? Your debtors, you are going to realize your debtors within a year. Your outstanding expenses, you have to pay your outstanding expenses within a year. So fixed assets are different because these are used more than a year, and your current assets are different. Okay, so current assets less current liabilities, this is your working capital, and the scheme is saying you cannot say that we are going to use more than 40% of the funds for working capital, not allowed. That means they are saying up to 40%, that means up to 4 lakhs you can use for working capital, but the remaining portion you have to apply in the productive assets like your fixed assets, correct? Now the normal rate of interest will be charged. No subsidy on the interest rates. Repayment schedule may range between 3 to 7 years after an initial moratorium. Moratorium means initially, see obviously what happens is, please understand this. I wanted to start a business. That business needed an investment of 10 lakh rupees. I got the help from the government. But we know it as the gestation period, that means waiting period till the time project becomes profitable. So you have to provide, see there is no business, there might be some businesses, but normally all the businesses need some time in order to be profitable so that they start generating and leave profit also. Even the basic requirement of generating revenue. When in the start you set up a business, you face some time sitting idle. After that, you start generating the revenue. Therefore, government gives a initial moratorium period. Moratorium period means in that particular period, government is not going to collect the installments from you. Government is giving you the space so that you can pay attention to your business. You can start the revenue generation, you start earning the profit, and after that government is going to charge the installment from you, right? So two things here, no subsidy on the interest rates, no subsidy on that because government is providing the assistance on the loan amount or the principal amount. And next thing, what will be your repayment related dates? So it will be 3 to 7 years approximately. Maximum 10% of the financial allocation in a state may be used for business or trading activities. Fine. 5% of the funds shall be earmarked as funds for backward and forward linkages and will be utilized for arranging awareness related camps. So these are the total, whatever the scheme amount is, 5% will be utilized for generating awareness. Maximum 10% in a state may be used for business or trading activities. That means we want to focus on the manufacturing sector predominantly. Now this is the categories. One is your general category. General category means all those who are not in special category, they are covered in general category. Special category, SC, ST, OBC, minorities, women, ex-servicemen, transgenders, differently abled, right? Aspirational districts, northeastern region. So all these are included into your special category. Now, what is the percentage of beneficiary contribution? Beneficiary contribution means Mr. A, who is going to receive the loan amount. So in case he belongs to general category, he has to bring 10% of the project cost. That means if the project cost is 10 lakh rupees, then he has to bring 1 lakh rupees, correct? And if he belongs to special category, in that particular sense, he'll have to bring just 5%. That means if the project cost is 10 lakh rupees, then he has to bring just 50,000 rupees. The rest of the amount will be provided by the bank. That means 90% here and 95% here. Correct? This we have read earlier as well. Now what is this margin money subsidy? Margin money subsidy means what amount of subsidy bank will receive from the government. If bank is providing 90% of the project cost here, that means 9 lakh rupees have been provided by the bank. Now 15% of the project cost in the urban areas and 25% of the project cost in the rural areas will be provided by the government to the bank. Now, the thing which you need to pay attention is not the loan amount. It is as a percentage of project cost. That means if my project cost is 10 lakhs, then 1 lakh needs to be brought in by Mr. A. Correct? I am supposing that Mr. A belongs to general category and he lives in an urban area. So in this particular case, 9 lakh will be provided by the bank. Now out of this 9 lakhs, 1.5 lakhs will be given as subsidy to bank. Once the application gets accepted by the KVIC, after that 1.5 lakh subsidy. Why 1.5 lakhs? So project cost is 10 lakhs multiplied by 15%. That means 1.5 lakhs will be provided as the subsidy to banks. I hope this is clear to you. Now moving on, special category. They have to bring in just 5%. After that, margin money subsidy, if you are living in the urban areas, 25%. If you are living in the rural areas, 35%. 15, 25, 25, 35. Right? So this is how it works. That means the special category people, 10% more assistance is being provided to them. The balance amount of the total project cost will be provided by the banks as term loan. We have understood. The maximum project cost of 50 lakhs for manufacturing units and 20 lakhs for the service units. So this is the maximum which can be accepted under this particular scheme. 50 lakhs for the manufacturing and the 20 lakhs for the service sector or the trading in sector. Then we have got additional criteria for northeastern region and the left-wing extremism affected region. Cost of trading sector units up to 10 lakhs. The transport activities for purchase of vehicles. See, if your project cost is 10 lakhs, that means you have asked the government that we are going to invest 10 lakhs into this project. Then government says you cannot invest in vehicles more than 1 lakh. This is the limit. Maximum 10% of the project cost is allowed. Government has undertaken measures for these units to adopt the Udyog Aadhar Memorandum or Udyam registration. Areas falling under Panchayati Raj institutions will be accounted under the rural areas, whereas the areas which are under municipality, they will be treated as the urban areas. Next is for upgradation of the existing units. See, once you have already taken the loan under this particular scheme, now you want to upgrade your units. So what is the criteria for that? So if you are going to take second loan for upgradation of your PMEGP or the Mudra units, then for all units beneficiaries contribution will be 10% because we are providing you assistance for the second time. First time we differentiated between the general category and the special category, but second time we are saying that beneficiaries contribution will remain 10% and rate of subsidy on the project cost is going to be 15%. We have removed the differentiation based on the category. We have removed the differentiation based on the area. That means urban and rural area, we have removed it. 20% is going to be northeastern states as well as the hill areas. Now, the maximum cost for the first time was for manufacturing sector how much? Please tell me. First I'll ask this. So what was the maximum limit for granting loan to manufacturing sector in the first go? What was the limit for it? Tell me. What was the limit for it? Good. Where are the rest people? They are just listening, not trying to do any kind of hard work. See, 50 lakhs was the limit and 20 lakhs was the limit for the service sector. Now, for the second time, if you are taking the loan under this particular scheme, the maximum cost of the project which is admissible under manufacturing sector for upgradation is 1 crore. The maximum subsidy will be 15 lakh and 20 lakhs for the northeastern and hill states. Even if they wouldn't have told us, we know that 15% of the project cost is the rate of subsidy. So 1 crore multiplied by 15% will always be 15 lakhs. That will be the maximum subsidy. The balance amount of total project cost will be provided by banks as term loan, right? The maximum cost of project or unit admissible under business or service sector for upgradation is 25 lakhs. Registration of Udyog Aadhar memorandum is mandatory. 100 crores per year will be earmarked for each financial year towards distribution of the margin money subsidy for upgradation of existing units. So that means every financial year government is saying we will be keeping 100 crores for disbursement as the margin money. Now please do not compare 100 crore with the 1 crore. Compare your 100 crore with the 15 lakhs. For each project, you are going to give at least 15 lakhs your margin money, right? Now projects could be of, this is the maximum. So 15 lakhs is the maximum amount and the total funds for it is 100 crores. So there will be so many people who will be covered. Yes. Next is Entrepreneurship Development Program. So Entrepreneurship Development Program is C. For doing any kind of job, you need skills, right? We have seen so many skill development program, and why? What kind of skills they were providing? They were training the youth in order to do a job in a particular sector, right? So skills were provided in order to do the job. Now under Entrepreneurship Development Program, skills will be provided, but for you to become an entrepreneur, right? So this is the what you can say importance of this particular scheme. There are institutes which have been established under it, or there are institutes which are going to provide training under it. That is the correct thing. Entrepreneurship Development Program, they are going to provide orientation and awareness pertaining to various managerial and operation functions like finance, production, marketing, banking, bookkeeping, etc. What should be the duration of this particular training? So all those projects which are having a cost up to 10 lakhs, 5 days training will be provided to them. And the projects which are having the project cost above 10 lakhs, the training which will be provided should be at least 10 days. That means the training duration depends on the project cost of the person. Clear up to this point? Now we will see who is going to conduct this. So it will be conducted through KVIC, KVIB training centers, as well as the accredited centers, NSIC, and the 3 national level entrepreneurship development institutions. This is your National Institutes of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. This is your National Institute for MSMEs, and this is your Institute of Entrepreneurship, India's Institute of Entrepreneurship. So these are the three institutes of entrepreneurship related. They are going to provide you the training, and their partner institutions are Ministry of MSMEs, state governments, rural development and self-employment training institutes. An amount of 2500 to 4000 per training will be given for a period of 2 to 3 weeks towards course material, honorarium to guest speakers, lodging, boarding expenses, etc. It's admissible under this particular scheme. 100% physical verification of actual establishment and working status of each of the units set up, including those set up under KVIB and DIC, will be done by KVIC. That means the project cost related loan you have taken. Now whether you have actually established it, this particular inspection will be done by the KVIC. Presently, state offices of KVIC, KVIB and DIC are the implementing this particular scheme in the ratio of 30-30-40. So this becomes an important thing to remember, because you always have to remember who are the implementing agencies in relation to any particular scheme. Next is Koi Udyami Yojana is being implemented by the Koi board on the same pattern, but only Koi units are set up under this. Under PMEGP scheme, Koi units are also permissible, therefore they would be entirely subsumed under this particular scheme. Now this particular thing is for a special product. Next scheme is your Credit Guarantee Fund scheme for micro, small and enterprises. Now what we have seen under PMEGP is that there is a project, you need to start a project, please contribute some amount, banks are going to contribute some amount, then government, that in form of KVIC, government is going to provide you subsidy to the bank directly. On what? On your project cost. Whatever is your project cost, government is going to provide you subsidy. Now, this is your Credit Guarantee Fund scheme for MSME. Now, what is this particular scheme? So, in this particular scheme, now please understand the difference very clearly. If you are a lending institution, that means if you are a bank or financial institution and you provide a loan to a micro, small or medium enterprise, then government has set up a trust, and that particular trust is going to provide you credit guarantee. Credit guarantee means if in future that particular MSME enterprise has not paid back you the installment, or if that MSME has defaulted on the loan repayment, then you will be compensated from this credit guarantee fund. Did you understand my point? So here you are not provided a upfront subsidy. No upfront subsidy is there. You have to provide the loans as you normally do. Just in case of default, if any kind of default happens, for your credit risk, this particular guarantee trust is there, and you will get the amount back from this particular guarantee trust. Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to everyone? So, have you understood the difference between PMEGP and this particular CGT MSE? Yes. So, the aims are different. One is front end, this is back end. So, this pushes, or you can say provides a kind of security to the banks that please don't be afraid from giving the loans to MSME sector. Even if you are giving the loans, we are going to handhold you, we are going to provide you support in case those people default in the loan amount. So let's come back to over here. This particular scheme started in the year 2000. Now what is the objective? Objective is to make available collateral free credit to the micro, small and enterprise sector. Implementation, who is going to do the implementation? Please remember, Ministry of MSME, SEBI, established a trust named Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for the micro and small medium enterprise to implement this particular scheme. The corpus or the fund value is 7,500. 7,000 has been brought in by the government of India and 500 crores have been brought in by the SEBI. Now this has got its registered office at Mumbai. Who are all the eligible borrowers? So eligible borrowers are new and existing micro and small enterprises who are engaged in manufacturing or service activity under agriculture, self-help group, etc. All activities that come under service sector as per the MSMED Act 2006 are eligible for coverage under this particular scheme. Trading has also been made an eligible scheme for all member lending institutions. Educational training institutions are also made eligible activity under the credit guarantee scheme of this particular trust. Now, who are going to be the member lending institutions? That means what are the organizations who can provide loans under this particular scheme? So this is your commercial banks, for the time being included under second schedule of RBI Act 1934. What we call them as scheduled commercial bank. Regional rural banks also included, scheduled urban cooperative bank, non-scheduled urban cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks, small finance bank, microfinance institutions. All of these are included over here. Now SIDBI, NSIC and your Northeastern Development Finance Corporation, they have also been included as the eligible institutions. They can also do the lending thing. Now one thing which is not included over here is, can you spot, see, always try to question your knowledge. Always try to find out the odd one out, so that it will be helpful for you in the examination as well. Now whenever I read this member lending institutions, there is another kind of banks which are very much into the vogue right now. Those are your payment banks. So if you see, payment banks have not been included over here. Can someone tell me why is the case? Why payments bank have not been included over here? That is my question. Why payments bank have not been included over here? Can you provide me an answer for that? Anyone? Do you guys even know about payment bank? For example, Airtel Payments Bank. So I'll tell you, payments bank, they cannot do such kind of lending activity. Lending is prohibited for them. Why? Because they have been established at payment bank. Payment banks means I have deposited 1 lakh rupees into that account. Now I can do just the expenses out of it. Means I have to first give in my funds and then I can make expenses out of it. That particular bank is just for the payments. Payments bank cannot involve in the lending related activities. No. Yes. Good. So please always try to find out the odd ones out, whatever you read in. Moving ahead. Now what is the credit facility over here? The credit facilities which are eligible to be covered under the scheme are both term loans as well as the working capital facility up to 2 crore per borrowing unit, extended without any collateral security or third party guarantee to a new or existing MSME. The scheme provides for coverage of only new loans or renewed working capital. The maximum period of guarantee cover from the guarantee sanction date will be 5 years. So The points in these three lines are what is important is, first of all, this is the maximum limit per borrowing unit, that is up to 2 crores. What you can give is just new loans. See, there are two types of loans which are provided, term loans as well as the working capital facility. Your working capital can be renewed, that is also included over here. And the maximum period of guarantee will be 5 years. Any credit facility shall not be eligible to covered under the scheme if said credit facility has been covered under any other scheme. If you have already taken the benefit somewhere else, then you will not be allowed the benefit over here. The trust shall cover the credit facilities extended by member lending institution to single eligible borrower for credit facilities not exceeding 50 lakhs for regional rural banks, not exceeding 200 lakhs. 200 lakhs is 2 crores. Right? So, for regional rural banks, the limit is 50 lakhs. For scheduled commercial banks, selected financial institutions and NBFCs, the limit is 2 crores because obviously they have more capacity, and not exceeding 50 lakhs for small finance bank by way of term loan or working capital facilities. So, the eligibility is also decided as per the capacity of the member lending institutions. Post that, the extent of guarantee coverage, that means the loan amount which has been provided by member lending institution, what percentage of that loan is covered by the guarantee. So the maximum extent of guarantee, it depends on the loan amount as well, up to 5 lakh, from 5 lakh to 50 lakhs and up to 200 lakhs. So micro enterprises, MSMEs located in northeastern region, women entrepreneurs, aspirational districts MSMEs, Z certified MSMEs, SC/STs entrepreneur and all other category of borrowers. So here, if it is up to 5 lakh for micro enterprises, the percentage of guarantee 85%, up to 50 lakh 75% and up to 200 lakh 75%. You see, those units which are situated in the northeastern region, if they have borrowed up to 50 lakhs, their guarantee amount is 80%. For all the other people, 85% of the guarantee amount is there, and all other category of borrowers, that means apart from the special category, if you see, these are all belonging to a special category under this particular scheme. Special category people, 85% will be allowed as your amount which has been guaranteed, but all other category of borrowers, it will remain at 75%. Right? Now, in this particular case, why 75%, 85% has not been taken? Because here we are providing the guarantee as per the area, not as per the capacity of the borrower, but as per the area. Therefore, the limit varies over here. And next thing which I would like to tell you is Z certified MSCs. Z certified MSCs this is a practice of zero effect and zero defect, where MSCs are what you can say motivated to achieve more productivity, right? So this is that particular certification called as Z certificate, zero effect, zero defect certification. I do not have, dear, any idea about this particular notification. Whenever the time will come or the notification will be out, you will get to know. So what you can do right now is just focus on your preparation. Don't try to run behind that. As soon as notification will come, I'm sure 100 people will come out and they will make a video on that. So you'll get to know. No problem with it. So these are your guarantee limits. Credit facilities can be extended by more than one bank or financial institutions jointly or separately to the eligible borrowers up to a maximum limit of 200 lakh per borrower, that is 2 crores per borrower, subject for ceiling amount of individuals member lending institution. We have seen that what is the limit for each institutions to lend. Now what they are saying over here is more than one bank can provide you the facility over here. Suppose you have a project has been funded which is having a project cost of 2 crore, then in that case different institutions can come together and they can lend together. But if a regional rural bank is going to support you, they cannot support more than 50 lakhs because that is the ceiling limit applicable on them. So this particular scheme is not completed as of now, but we'll keep the lecture till this point. Please tune in tomorrow and we are going to complete this particular schemes and many other schemes which has been launched by Ministry of MSMEs. So this is it for tomorrow and I hope you have got something new to understand, and if you did, then please do not forget to like this video. Thank you so much and we'll see you tomorrow.